Well, hello and welcome to another video. I've been here about 8 months now. No intention of going back to the UK, which I think is broken. But I was just thinking about stuff. And I've got several, trying to break it down why I like Cambodia over the UK. It's basically about Cambodia versus the UK. The first thing I've got written down is the weather. Then it's followed by the accommodation costs. Then the smilingness of people. Then eating out. Taxis versus tuk-tuks. Licenses for motorbikes, scooters, cars, etc. And last but not by no means least is the government restrictions. And it's all followed up by a conclusion. I'm not saying you should move to Cambodia, I'm telling you what I found I like about Cambodia and tried to compare it with similar things in the UK. So, the next bit you'll see will be the weather. Okay, bye for now. So this bit of the video is about the weather. In Cambodia is a country where the weather temperature is 30 degrees and above all year round. Or I could live in a country where the weather temperature varies between close to freezing in winter and occasionally over 30, and if it does get over 30 they start moaning about it because they don't have any AC. In Cambodia there's no heating, but there is AC and it does cost. Okay, the other thing, there are only two seasons in Cambodia, the wet and the dry. In the wet season, it doesn't rain every day, and if it does, it usually rains in the afternoon. There is a reason for that, but I'm not going into the explanation of that. And it only lasts for, 30 minutes max perhaps. And it rains hard, and then it just dries up. It's no real problem. Roughly 6 months dry season, 6 months wet. Varies a bit, but the locals know. If you see somebody taking the washing in, you know it's going to rain. They know it's going to rain before you do. Okay, so that's the weather done. Now the next bit of the video is the accommodation costs. Cambodia is relatively cheap on accommodation. You can spend between 50 US dollars and 400 if you want for a luxury apartment. It's up to you, it's what you can afford. One size doesn't fit all, so to speak. If you were in the UK, which I'm basing this on as a comparison on, I could probably rent a terrace house for about $400 a month. That's ridiculous. And I'd have to pay council tax, and I've got other bills as well. Anyway, so that's the accommodation cost. And it's not a wrong cost, it's a correct cost. I'm currently living in an apartment, a studio car for $200 a month, while two of us are living in it. And it's plenty big enough, plenty of accessories, and it's got a kitchen. So, have a look round. The next subject I've got is banking. In the UK, where I originally came from, banks were only open 5 days a week, unlimited hours. A lot of the time you had to go in your lunch hour or skip off work for an hour to go and see the bank. Here the banks are open 7 days a week, and long hours, and have a lot of empty tills. I mean, there is a way, and there will be. But it's a lot easier, and what Cambodia did was they scrapped the old system, which I think was probably based on the French system, which was probably based on the English system, which was there. Anyway, and that's just been a hodgepodge. So what they've done is revamped the banking system. I've got an ABA account in Cambodia, And I can just pay virtually anywhere using a QR code. I'm just scanning it on my phone. It connects directly to my bank, comes straight out of my bank, no problem. I haven't used cash for a long, long time. There's no need in Cambodia. You can if you want, but there isn't really any need. That's all I'm going to say on that. And the next subject is alcoholic drink, beer, or coffee, and coffee. I can buy a can of beer, 330ml. There's 568 mils to a pint, by the way, for less than $1. It's $1 max. And the same for coffee. It's cheap as chips. If I was in the UK, I'm going to pay £4 minimum for a pint of beer. And unless I go to Wetherspoons in the UK, I'm going to pay £4 for a cup of coffee. That's ridiculous. Anyway, that's it. The next subject I've got is eating out. You can eat local food and cook at home for less than $5 a day in Cambodia. You might as well. It's 3 meals in a cafe for $5 a day. I mean, come on. You couldn't even contemplate that in the UK. Not even in Wetherspoons. Never mind the posh high-end restaurants. If you want to enjoy Western food in Cambodia, then you will pay more. But just get used to Cambodian food. It's tasty, it's good for you, it's full of vitamins, a lot of vegetables. The main protein is fish and eggs. Anyway, you'll find it if you decide to come and visit or move here, whichever. But that's it. It is cheap. It's inexpensive, not cheap. The next subject I'm going to touch on is having a personal scooter for your transport. I mean, tuk-tuks are relatively inexpensive. You don't really need one, but if you do, you can ride a motorbike, a scooter, a motor they call them, under 25cc, under 125cc, without a license. The international driving license doesn't work, but in the UK, you can't even book a test, and it's a 2-part test, a written and a practical. But as I said, you can get tuk-tuks for next to nothing. That's all I'm going to say on that. The next subject is genuine, friendly, smiling people. If you smile at somebody in Cambodia, they smile back, and everybody smiles at you anyway. Even young girls will smile at you. But don't think it's sexual, it's not. Don't think you're onto a good thing, because you're not. It is just the way that they are. It was in the UK and started smiling at people. I think I was after them or scam them or rape them or something, I don't know. But it doesn't happen here. People are just genuinely friendly and smiling. And they've had a terrible history, and I don't know how they do it, but they do. So that's it. If you come to Cambodia, wear a smile and get you miles in front. The last thing I'm going to cover, and it's last but not least, it's being free of a multitude of government restrictions. In the UK, there are restrictions which I foresee as just being designed to limit your travel and control, and the government will know where you are, when you are, and where you've been and what you've done. I don't like that. Over here, there are laws in Cambodia. If the general public choose to ignore them, nobody really bothers. The other thing you'll notice is that the policemen will all be shorter than you if you're over 5'9" or 10. So don't worry about it. And they're not nasty, shall we say. They're okay. It's up to you. So, in conclusion, doesn't mean Cambodia is perfect. It isn't. There's a language difficulty. There's a problem with litter, particularly plastic. There's an unstructured infrastructure. They do things the way they do them. Don't try and change it. And there are massive cultural differences. Right? You can find all this information on YouTube. You may have to hunt around a bit for it. Cambodia is in Southeast Asia. There are other Southeast Asian countries you can visit, you can try. From reading. Well, I hope you enjoyed the short video. I'm not saying that Cambodia is perfect, but compared to England, I know where I'd rather be. I mean, my alternative is being in a nursing home and losing all my money and whatever money I've got, and having a bite to spend and being controlled by UK governments. And I just don't like it. And the EV nonsense and all the crap and politics and politicians who've never done a job in their life. Anyway, so that's all I'm going to say. So bye-bye for now. If you like the video, just give us a like and give us a subscribe. It just helps the kids of Cambodia. Okay, thanks very much.